Hey folks, Hasina here. Today is going to be my very first get ready with me. It just felt like the right time, so I'm gonna try to do it. I'm nervous because I want to talk about things and also do my makeup. And I never do that unless unless I'm talking to my husband. And so, that's easy. I know who I'm talking to. So I'm not sure what's gonna get lost. Like, will the makeup skill get lost? Or will the conversation get lost? I really hope, if I have to pick, I really don't want the conversation to get lost. So that I'm nervous. Like I said, it's a get ready with me. So be forewarned. I have a lot of bad habits. I used to be kind of a makeup artist many moons ago. But I have some very bad habits for myself. I'm a child of the club kids, drag queen era. So if you haven't noticed, I love a good beat. I like a lot of makeup, and I'm much more fix it later than get it right in the beginning. So if you're super scared in the interim, I promise I will fix it. The second thing is I'm not doing a video in my usual room because I wanted to use the light from the window, and I have an altar there, so I don't want to disrupt my altar. So I'm out here with my two babies. Who knows how they're gonna behave, but I wanted to try it. Also, we're closer to the church bells. I'm doing a lot of rambling because, as I said in previous posts, I want to continue being more vulnerable and trying new things. And I say this with love, but if you come to not be pleasant, I will read you for filth, and you will never be expected about how quickly I will move to do that. Not a threat, just saying. Okay, so shake out the nerves. Okay, yeah, I'm probably not gonna talk about wet makeup, like brands and stuff. I'm not selling anything. I just want to get ready and talk to you guys. Breathe. Okay. So, I want to talk about love and loss in platonic relationships. Okay, it's something that I don't think we talk about enough. I don't know. Am I going to use the video to do my makeup or the mirror? I'm very confused. I'm not sure. The mirror feels too far away. I don't know what is the best choice. I'm gonna try the video. Let's see how we do this. Okay, so love and loss in platonic relationships. It's a toughie. That's actually been a big issue in my life. Always. Friendships have always been hard. Friendships with women have been harder. And I'm not one, I don't mean that in one of those, I'm one of those girls oh, I only get along with the guys. I don't mean that in any sort of way. I just think that with female relationships, there's nuance. There's things sometimes left unsaid. There's, I think that just says sometimes the needs are different. And there's a lot of growth to do, and sometimes it's hard to do that with someone. Wow, this is hard. I'm never gonna knock a YouTuber for doing a get ready with me. This is fucking hard, gangster. I haven't done anything yet, and it is hard. So something I will say, and I hope that it is always clear in my videos, I'm really trying to speak from an honest, authentic place. But I don't want to lie to you. So I think we don't talk about platonic relationships enough. I think, when people talk about love and loss, I see you, Bree Bree. I see you, Bree Bree. What did I tell you? that we just don't talk about love and loss often enough in platonic relationships, and we just kind of like deal with whatever that is and just kind of accept the loss. I've never had the same kind of issues having romantic relationships. I haven't had issues in romantic relationships that I did not expect, that TV didn't show me, that friends and family didn't show me. And it's always been easy to get into a romantic relationship. And I don't mean that like I'm cute. I just think the needs are different. I think that there's different expectations. And I just don't know how to navigate them in the same way in platonic relationships. I have lost people that I love so much in my platonic relationships, just from miscommunications, just being afraid to say that, just being able to say the truth, whatever that is, not even knowing what the truth is, but feeling it. Sometimes I can say honestly that I have felt things and not been able to verbalize them. And that got me into some problems with my female friendships. Not even just female friendships, just platonic friendships, male or female, or in between, like, you know, those things left unsaid, they're hard. Wow, this is super bonkers to do. Super bonkers to do. I will never, ever, ever talk shit about anyone who doesn't get ready with me, because this shit is some next shit. I want to get my thought out. I think that, like, I'll be honest with you, I have lost, like I was saying, like I've lost some relationships that I held so dear to me. And some of it is like miscommunication, but miscommunication that lived for too long. And so it couldn't get fixed. And now you're strangers again. So you can't even like address it. The wall is too thick, the wall is too big, the wall is too hard. Also, you know, sometimes people need you to be something, and you can't change that for them. If they need you to be a villain, there isn't an amount of nice things you can do to change that. It won't change until they're ready for that persona, that view of you, to shift and change and grow. And hindsight is always 20/20, because I can see in my own life where maybe I wasn't as warm as I needed to be, or as loving as I needed to be, and I knew I felt a certain way, but I couldn't figure out how to verbalize that or express that. You know, something that I kind of only could learn in time, over time. But it hasn't changed the pain of feeling that loss. I probably have pained more over, please don't mind my very junky bookshelf. I probably have pained more over the loss of some of my platonic relationships than romantic ones, and I've pained heavily over romantic ones, if that just gives you an idea of how I feel about that. I'm just a very, very feeling person. So when you think, you know, you're gonna spend your life on a porch talking shit with someone and for the rest of your lives, and then you don't talk to them anymore, that shit, oh, it blows, man. Oh, it blows. Yes, I am of the do your eyebrows before the rest of your makeup crew. I'm not against anyone who does it another way, but I just feel like there's too much shit on my face to get precision if I try to do it after. So yeah, it's a hard one because a lot of ums. I'll work on that. I'm gonna continue to work on that. You know, it's hard to say sorry, and I am not without fault. It's actually quite less harder for me to say sorry as an adult. It's like going to the gym. You know, the first few days suck, and then it gets better. And then you're like, this wasn't hard at all. Why didn't I start doing it sooner? That's how I feel about saying sorry. But I also don't want to be the person that always has to do the grown-up work. And sometimes it feels that way. And sometimes you want to give up a role. There's certain roles you want to give up. I don't always... I feel like I'm a very righteous person. Not self-righteous, but righteous. And I will give up of myself if for the greater good. I like that about myself, but I do feel like, fuck, I don't always want that to be me. I don't always want to have to be the grown-up. You know, and always understand that everything I'm saying is within the realm of knowing that I'm not perfect and I have not always done perfect things. But, you know, like, I don't always want to be like, oh, well, Hasina's going to do the right thing. We can wear her down. She'll give it up. Because the shit gets old. And I'm getting older. You know? I don't want that to be who I am. I want to continue to do that, but not because it feels like that's the only way to maintain a relationship. You know, I really would hope that that's not the case. But yeah, I've lost a lot of people that I love, or had things said that I've done. I mean, that's a whole nother one, like lying. Whew. You do shit when you're younger that's just fucking weird. And you don't know why you're doing it. Or maybe you do and maybe I still don't understand. You know? Sometimes I like to put on highlighter before. And then mush it in like there was no point in doing that. Yeah. So, you know, it's a tough one. Because you have to accept change. I think the worst thing we could have ever been, one of the worst things we could have ever been taught in our youth is that you're going to get some kind of closure. Because that is I don't know, is there a bigger fucking relationship lie than like all the movies that tell you about closure? Like, well, I had to get closure. You can't get closure. It's like an abyss. You even if you try to fall in, you'll be falling in forever. If you get a little more info, then you fall in again, and then you fall in again, and then you fall in again. And you'll have more questions. The questions will remain. Oh, you're gonna see all my bad habits that just poured on my face. Lord of mercy. It's hard. I know it seems like the highlight thing was moot because I just rub it in with my primer. But I tell you, it does give a little something. I do think it does. Now, the foundation thing is a tough one. I have foundation. I love full coverage makeup. I know I don't always need full coverage, but I love full coverage makeup. I just do. It makes me happy, whatever. But I had like this great foundation, and then I came back from DR, and it's weird. I'm someone who... I'm brown, but I get dark and I get dark fast. which that was what I was expecting. But in DR, I got orange. Not really dark, but like orange. And it's like, what is this? So I didn't know what to do, because I'm like, I've never been orange in my life. I go from medium brown to a light chocolate, medium chocolate. Like I tan very easily. I can hit go up 5 shades few days. I'm probably only around this complexion because I had sun sensitivity over the years. But yeah, I got orange, and I was like, I don't know what to do with that. And the joke is I bought a new foundation, and then the orange started to wear away. So literally in like a week and a half. So there was no point in me getting it. I could have just kind of lived my life. So I'm going back to the other one. It might actually look too light. I think I can probably save it with some contour. We'll see. No big deal. I have nowhere important to go. I don't care. Oh, look at it. Yeah, it does look like we'll live. We've been through worse things. Yeah, so it's hard. Sometimes when I'm in relationships with people, and it's just still platonic talk, I mean, this part is a little romantic too, and sometimes I've been like a letdown for people, because people think I'm a bit more of an enigma than I am. People look at you and they just decide things. You know, everybody does that. We have prejudgments. And then when you're not being that, or they're like, oh, well, you're not, why are you not that? That's what I expected you to be. Why can't you continue being this thing I had in my mind? It gets hard. Because we all project, but at some point, you know, when someone says like, in a relationship or a marriage, and they're like, oh, the honeymoon's over. And it's like, yeah, I want that honeymoon to be over. Let's all stop fucking making believe so we can figure out who we are and what we like, and then see if this is a right fit. It's not bad. Could have been worse. I always have a little more darkness around my mouth area, so I always like it when it gets brightened up. It was a mix of like, that's just my skin, and also when I was a kid, I was pretty anemic, and anemia used to show in my face. I used to get like grayed out, and I already naturally have like a lot of yellow, and oddly enough, a lot of olive in my complexion. So I'm always like super aware of that, and always kind of overcompensating for that, even though I'm like no longer anemic, and it kind of is okay. I also never put any foundation under my eyes. I am 38. And the more shit I put underneath my eyes, the more cakey it'll start to look. Okay, I think we're good. This actually wasn't too bad. Yeah, so it's been hard. It's definitely been harder as I've gotten older. I always say I'm like very, very, very introverted. So it is tough. I'm always going back to the makeup. I guess I should have just made this a tutorial. I love a lot of concealer. I do a lot of bad things. Just fucking live with me and enjoy it, have fun with it, make fun, whatever. Yeah, you guys are gonna watch me like do like war paint. I usually don't put shadow in my arch area. I just do that, and then I kind of never really diffuse it out. And then I put a dot here. I don't have much of a forehead, so when I put too much highlight on my forehead, it just looks bizarre, because the sun would never hit that way. Like, even though I have excessive amounts of concealer on right now, the way that I try to contour, I try to always make sure that I'm contouring in a way where the sun would actually hit my face. So otherwise, I mean, I'm into transformation, but this is just me going outside. So it doesn't really matter. I also use the same sponges and brushes for everything. I'm really like, I've got bad habits. Yeah, it's just, it's a tough one. You know, when you love people and then you don't talk to them anymore, and sometimes you can fix it, but sometimes you can't. Like, you know, I'm like talking, I have a very weird tendency, working on this in therapy, of And I don't want it to sound like when I'm doing my videos, like when people are on interviews and they're like, oh, what's your weakness? My weakness is just I'm just too much of a hard worker. I don't mean it like that, but I am like a super protector. I must have been like guarding someone or something important in another life. So even if I'm like upset about something or mad at something, I almost won't bring it up because I think someone will know who I'm talking about or feel like I'm talking about them, and I don't want them to feel hurt. And I gotta stop doing that because, like, shit, when the fuck has someone done that for me? I can't. Maybe I'm not aware. I'll be more positive about that. But I just don't. Yeah, like don't, like, I've had people say that I've said things about them. I've had people tell other people I've said things about them, like, just in life. I don't even mean like right now, this second. And like, what can you do? You'll always be in a fight trying to prove that what you did wasn't so, or that it was misinterpreted, and then you're always at the loss, and no one can really trust you again unless they actively try to trust you again. And I'm bad with trust. I'm not, you know what? Let me take that back. I'm not bad with trust. I used to be really bad with trust. I give shout out to my husband for that. Because I've never had someone, okay, that's not bad. That's all right. I'll take that. I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that. Because one of the first heavy conversations I ever had with my husband, I don't know what we were talking about, but he was like really nice to me and really kind to me, and in a like suspicious way, where I was like, where's the gotcha? How are you trying to get me? Like, it didn't just feel like he liked me. It felt like I want to make her trust me, and from what my past has been and what I was expecting, like, I want to make her trust me, and then I'm going to hurt her feelings. That's how I was interpreting it. Really fucking crazy. I get it. And I just one day was like, did I do something to you that I don't know about? Like, are you trying to, like, is there, like, when is it all going to crash down? And also, the way that he interacted with everyone, he was just open to everything. And I was like, dude, like, you trust, like, how do you know you can trust them? And he was like, I trust them until they give me a reason not to. I was like, what? What the fuck? I had never even, I'm doing this higher because my face is rounder now. So hollows ain't enough. Gotta start higher and then hollow it down. That's not really even. I'm always like, I don't trust you until you prove yourself. I've always been like that. I've been rehabilitated. I'm doing better because I do feel like I have a better understanding of myself. I'm more grounded in myself now. And I believe in divinity. I believe in divine timing. And I believe that there's always, everything is working out for my favor. That took time. So now I don't always feel like there's someone coming to get me and like hurt me. I'm not an over nose contour. I usually put a little on the bottom. I usually fuck it up just like that. And then fade it up. And use the excess on my forehead. Yeah. So, yeah, this might be a little much. Yeah, so it's a hard thing to make sense of. I believe that I will have great loving sisterhood. And what is the word for when you want to say sisterhood, when you want to say sisterhood or brotherhood but mean all genders? Camaraderie. I don't know. It feels like I mean something more than camaraderie. Yeah, I feel like that'll happen in my life. And even that, like, sometimes you just heal from stuff. Like, I can talk about this with you now because I'm not in the pain that I once was in about these relationships. You know? I'm just not. There's nothing like not feeling your best to, like, give you a little perspective. You know? Yeah. But it's been hard because, you know, I'm not someone who has a whole huge group of friends. So if I've lost you, it's someone that I like, you know, I felt like you were my sister or my brother. But I have an understanding that, like, life ebbs and flows in that way now. And as they say, sometimes it bees that way. But there's, like, something better on the horizon. And you can't keep spending your life in the same scenario. You have to allow yourself to shift and change and grow and make mistakes and grow again. And, you know, what are you gonna do? I see how these get readies with me end up super long because I'm at 26 minutes and I had no intention of being at 26 minutes. I am not a baker. Like I said, I am 38 and I have wrinkles under my eyes. It's like, I mean, I'm saying it's because I'm 38. I've had these wrinkles under my eyes forever. They're my daddy's crow's feet and I got them honest, but they're just more deeply set in now. So I usually just, like, pat it and then fade it out. You know. Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. And then sometimes you have, like, little moments of sweetness that remind you that, like, it's okay. And, like, I saw someone who used to be, like, one of my dear, dear childhood friends. And we just had a moment to, like, giggle. I mean, we stopped being friends, you know, when we were still kids. Kid stuff, stupid stuff. But, we just had a moment to, like, giggle. And, you know, I was like, you know, I used to love you more than anybody in the whole world. And the cutest and nicest thing that she said was like, I know, because we used to talk on the phone all fucking day. Because I thought we were going to be like, Oprah and Gail. I was like, oh shit, we about to take over the world. You smart, I'm smart. I do this thing because I really don't have any lids. This is, like, so weird. I take my contour brush and I just stamp it. And I don't even rub it in because it gives me a little more depth to my eye. And because I don't really have lids, and as I get older, this eye that I actually have the brush on sags. Like, and I don't mean this like, oh, I'm getting old, I'm sad. It just sags. Like when I put my eyeliner on and stuff, it doesn't stay low. So yeah, you know, it's not easy to navigate friendships and relationships as an adult, and you know, sometimes you're harboring some of the old shit and you lose out and you don't have forever. That's one thing. Everybody does this Cupid's bow. I do it every time. It is completely meaningless for me to do. I barely ever put anything on my eyes. It's life. You know, I've always been, it's like when I was talking about closure, it's always been hard to deal with things ending, especially when you feel like you're intimately connected. I never understood that. Like, I was like, okay, like even when in romantic relationships, especially, because I was like, okay, but we loved each other, so shouldn't we be like cool? Like, how do you become strangers again? But I'm like, I'm understanding that that's how it goes. I need a mirror for this part. I don't know. I'm not doing anything. I'm just putting a little color on. That's sufficient. And this is the eye. This eye don't move for nothing. This is my crooked eye. Yeah, that'll do. I don't feel like stressing about it. Yeah, let me fuck that up. There we go. Yeah, there's not much more to say. It's just I haven't finished my makeup yet, and it's an ongoing conversation. You know, love is hard, all forms. You know, you have to be able to look at yourself and say, I'm not doing this right. I gotta listen more. I gotta be more caring. I've never tried this blush before, but it looks pretty. Hopefully. Oh, that's nice. That's very pretty. Yeah. Did not catch it the same way on that side. Let's see if we can save that. It's fine. I'm gonna put bronzer on. Yeah. So that's the story. I mean, we're living life. There's no such thing as closure. If you get it, you are better than most, and be so thankful. Be so very, very thankful. Because it doesn't happen to most folks. But, you know, sometimes we hold each other and freeze each other in time. And so sometimes whatever issues we've harbored in the past, we think that's what we're gonna experience when we see those people again. And that's likely not the case. But you're frozen in the pain, you're frozen in the hurt. How you gonna know if 6 years or 10 years or 20 years to pass, right? You're not gonna feel it. It's not gonna feel that way. Because the pain feels like yesterday. So what are you gonna do? You know? And then there's parts where we don't even talk about, like, someone actually posted this tweet on Twitter and said, like, the stress and annoyance that they feel when they're in therapy and they come back to the world, and the people in their world that need it are not getting it. And so, like, what is this work for? You know, who's the work for? Because you still have to interact with the people. Like, when I first realized, like, I can exist, I don't die when I say sorry, and I actually feel better for it. It was like a weight off my shoulders. It really was. Don't judge me, and I always line my lip. I'm a child of the 80s. I used to see so many women with red lipstick on, but then when you saw the black women, it was always inside the line, and that shit used to egg me. Like, why can't we just show our full lips? Like, why? Like, was there a fucking meeting where someone said we can't show our full lips? So now not only do I do my lip, I do my full line, and sometimes I line it with lipstick because I do the most. Yeah, I do the most. And it's always brown. I have tried to do like color, and it looks stupid every time. So it ended up better than I expected it to be. Thought it could have went haywire, but I didn't do the lipstick yet, so let's see, because sometimes that's that gotcha. Ah, that's pretty. I'll take it. Yeah, and I had like a heavy lipstick user. I like that. Not crazy. Probably gonna put this gloss on top. I've been using a lot of gloss lately. I typically hate gloss, but I've been just having a moment of like nonstop gloss. And I love lip plumpers because I'm wildin'. There we go. That's the ticket. I'll take it. Hoi. Alrighty, okay. So we're done. I don't know, I feel like I could have had a better conversation with you guys about love and loss and friendships, but I was too distracted trying to do this, so I might revisit it another time, but that's sufficient for now. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's it look like to make friends in your adulthood? And are you still healing from old relationships? And how do you feel about talking about them, especially when they're not romantic, so that's not usually on the forefront? I'd love to hear it. And I'm supposed to say subscribe, so if you're liking these chats, please like and subscribe. And most importantly, I wish you a beautiful week. And I will talk to you soon. And if you got all the way to the end, you're amazing. One love.